was taking photographs outside the polling booths of results, and people were doing the math and working out that the opposition was looking really good. So there was, it was this great window of hope, and that's the way we structured our book. We'd say to people, not everyone, but this was the kind of general idea. We'd say to people, where were you on the 29th of March? And what was your feeling? Because that was something that affected all Zimbabweans. Everybody had a view on that moment, and everybody had a whole set of feelings around that. So from that we could then ask, what got you to that place, and what got you to that set of feelings? And then we could go on to ask, and what happened since? Because what did actually happen after that exciting moment was that the election results, some of the local elections came out, the results came out, but the presidential elections were held back, delayed for weeks and weeks. And then finally it was announced that the President, Mugabe, and the opposition leader, Tsvangirai, were very close, and that neither of them had enough of a majority to become the president, so we would have runoff elections, which was the signal for the worst kind of wave of political violence, including a campaign of systematic campaign of rape as a political weapon, and probably the ugliest, one of the ugliest periods in our history. So that was kind of a turning point and a way for us to go into the story. In the stories, as Peter said, we have people's lived experiences. It's not, we couldn't organize the stories into, here's the health rights issues, here's the political violence issues. Everybody lived all those different things in different layers and threads woven together. So what we did was shape the book in terms of a journey through Zimbabwe, which we don't actually see anymore.
Can we get the map back?
Is someone, Mike, can you lean back and just touch the trackpad?
That map is...
So we start the book outside of Zimbabwe in the diaspora, where somewhere between a third and a quarter of the population is now living. Between a third and a quarter of the population have left the country. Then we focus on the south of the country, Matabeleland, because this is one of the important threads that weaves through the book and through our history. Is after independence in 1980, there were conflicts between the two liberation movements and power struggles, and there was a kind of secret civil war during those years, which has come to be known as the Gukurahundi campaign. So we wanted to start in this area, which is almost always left till the end, but it's actually really significant in terms of the post-independence history. Then we have sections on the small towns, the small rural towns where so much of the political violence took place and was never reported on and exposed, and also in the farms, because a very key element in the whole Zimbabwean situation is the land issue, the redistribution or inadequate redistribution of land after independence of the commercial farms. And then we also spend a section of the book in the city, Mutare, on the east of the country in the mountains, and finish up in the capital. Our very last section, we focus on this area, on this point here, which is the border between Zimbabwe and South Africa. We spent some time in a town called Messina on the South African side. And here in Messina, it's kind of like a funnel where you feel the surge, you feel the pressure of everything that's going wrong and the pressure that people are living under, because so many people are coming through that border, most of them illegally. In 2008, 2009, it would be like 3,000 people a day. I was there about a month and a half ago, and people were still coming through illegally, 200, 300 a day. And those are people who can't afford a flight, who haven't got a job waiting for them, running a department at a university in England, or, which lots of Zimbabweans have those kind of positions too. Not everybody is crossing here, but the extremely poor people are crossing here. So that's a kind of quick guide around the book and about our journey. In terms of crossing this border, I'm going to ask Mike to read from